Thank you, everyone, for joining us. This is Ron Tyler with the Emergency Management Associates coming to you live from the Crossroads of the West in Salt Lake City, Utah. The time right now is 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time here in the Salt Lake City area. How about that? Such a deal, huh? Such a deal. We want to welcome everybody here that is joining us live right now, or who will join us later during the broadcast, or who will join us as on a delayed broadcast basis, either later tonight or tomorrow. We want to welcome everybody here. We appreciate you guys joining us. My name is Ron Tyler. I'm the president of Emergency Management Associates. We have been bringing you this program nearly 11 months now, and we're glad to have you here. We really appreciate all of you being here with us. Um, we have had a number of earthquakes today. I want to get started and tell you about those large earthquakes, and then we're going to be talking about Cascadia and beyond, if you know what I mean. So be prepared. Let's batten down the hatches, put your seatbelts on, and hold on, because we're going to take a ride, as Art Bell used to say. Want to take a ride? We're going to be doing it. We appreciate you guys being with us. Thank you for being here. All right. With that said, let's get going with this show tonight. I'm going to bring up the um, earthquake map. We are using the USGS map, and we are also going to be using the EMSC map the European agency puts together, because it is by far more accurate than the USGS map would hope to ever be. The USGS map is now showing 44 earthquakes, whereas we darn well know we've had over 200 earthquakes already today um, as we speak. So let's get started on this journey of discovery, as Dutch used to say, or maybe he still does. So let's get started today. Already, I can notice that the USGS is not even showing us all of the earthquakes here. Let's start off down here in the Kermadec Islands. Earlier this morning, we had a 5.1 magnitude earthquake south of the Kermadec Islands, which is north of New Zealand. If you see these uh, two small islands down here, this is New Zealand, folks, in a underwater continent, in the middle of the underwater continent called Zealandia. Zealandia. Okay, let's go over to southwest of Africa here. Bouvet Island. Bouvet Island had a 5.0 magnitude earthquake. This was 136 kilometers, approximately 80 miles east of Bouvet Island, down here in the South Atlantic Ocean. Notice where the South Atlantic Fault is, right here. This is just east of there and southwest of Africa. Going further west, over here, we have another earthquake, a 5.1 this time, 118 kilometers, or approximately 70 miles southeast of Viscoy Island, um, South Georgia, South Sandwich Islands here. So we had two magnitude 5.1 earthquakes down here, basically. We've had this earthquake over here in the Kermadec Islands, north of New Zealand, a 5.1 there. Let's go over to the central Indonesia area. near Sulawesi, Indonesia, or Samlaki, Indonesia, 229 kilometers northwest of Samlaki, we've had a 5.4 magnitude earthquake. This is a mid-range 5, 5.4 magnitude earthquake. This could have done some damage, but like all of these other earthquakes also were out in the ocean where they did not do any damage. This one is over in the Banda Sea near Samlaki, Indonesia. We've had one more very large earthquake, not very large, 5.4 over here in the southern Philippines. 13 kilometers southeast of Caybe, Philippines. Now let me enlarge this map just a little bit. Let's show you where this earthquake was. If you notice, Mindanao, Philippines, when we bring this back over here, bring this back over here where you can see it. Okay. This is Mindanao, Philippines, where we had 6.3, 6.5, 6.7, and 7.1 activity right here near Davao City, Mindanao, Philippines. This earthquake, folks, was just barely off land. 5.4 magnitude earthquake, 13 kilometers, basically 7-8 miles off the coast of Caybe, Philippines. This earthquake struck out in the ocean prior to daylight. Again, these earthquakes are striking during darkness hours. We still have no verification whether there's even been damage over here near Mindanao Island in the Philippines. We don't know. Nobody's saying. Okay, how many times have I had to say that during the past few weeks when we've had large and very strong earthquakes? I'm tired of saying that. No one is even giving us any hint that there's damages, injuries, or anything else. A 5.4 magnitude earthquake can cause damage, injuries, and it can even kill people. It can even kill people. As soon as we have any more information, we will be giving it to you. Okay? But this was not the only earthquakes around, folks. Let's reduce this map just a little bit. Let's go up here off of Kamchatka. This is the Kamchatka Peninsula up here on the north part of the North Pacific up here. Off of Kamchatka today, we had a 5.7 magnitude earthquake here. 156 kilometers, approximately 80 miles, 90 miles east-northeast of Petropavlovsk. Let me try that again. Petropavlovsk, Russia, Kamchatka, Russia. 5.7, an upper range 5. This could have possibly done damage, but again, this was off the coast. This was off the coast of Russia. Okay, as you can see, it was off the coast of Russia. Now we have had, and we've continued to point out, we have had moderate earthquakes in this area. We have had moderate earthquakes in this area. And this seismic energy from those earthquakes has come up this fault line here, this northwestern fault line in the Pacific, and have come up here to the Aleutian Islands and have proceeded to come down and cause problems over here in the Aleutian Islands. Just as those 4.5 earthquakes have come and gone and come down here into the Aleutian Islands, so will this earthquake. This 5.7 magnitude earthquake will come up this fault line and come down through the Aleutian Islands. Now, USGS is not showing any seismic activity in the Aleutian Islands. Please let me tell you that there was seismic activity up here in the Aleutian Islands, Alaska, and quite a few other places that the USGS is just not telling us about. So let's talk to you about it. Let's talk to you about it because that's exactly what we're going to do. Okay, besides that activity, over here, bring it up, over here in China. Okay, let me, come on, scroll over here. Okay, let me bring this up again. We're here in China, south central China, just north of India here. This is India. This is south central China. We had a large 5.1 magnitude earthquake, 286 kilometers northeast of Luring, China. Luring, China. Luring, China. Okay. Again, China doesn't tell us anything. We're lucky to even have this earthquake. But we've seen a lot of earthquakes come through here. We've seen some deep earthquakes here in Fiji, in over here in the Solomon Islands, over here in Indonesia, and now we're seeing a large earthquake over here in China. Does that surprise us? No, not at all. We've even had a 4.7 and a 4.9 over here in Taiwan. So this energy, the seismic energy, like we have said, continues to travel through and across the plate. And there just happens to be, this is a southern craton here in China. This is a southern craton here in China. So not surprising we have a large earthquake there. Again, as we have said about the other earthquakes that we have seen move through uh, India here, over through Afghanistan, uh, Kazakhstan, Iran, Turkey, and over into Greece, this seismic energy will also travel, and it will probably come down through northern Iraq, Kazakhstan, and or Kazakhstan over here, northern Iraq, and probably come out over here into Turkey. Again, they're not showing any earthquakes, but there have been, let me tell you. We will show them to you in just a few minutes. We're not going to show you a bunch of ones. We may find some ones on the map, but we're not going to spend any time with that because Thursday is Cascadia night. We're going to spend a great deal of time talking about the Cascadia fault zone. We have enough information to talk about it. And no, Terry Rempel will not be joining us again tonight, and I'm sorry to say that. Sorry to say that. Okay, in this short time we've been on the air, 16 minutes, we've also now had a 4.3 magnitude earthquake hit over in the Fiji region, Fiji Islands. This earthquake was a 389 depth, 389 kilometers deep. Now I'm going to pull up the depth to magnitude conversion chart. Just a second here. Just bear with me a minute. This is a fairly deep earthquake. 389 kilometers is basically we're talking about 200 miles. We're talking basically about 200 miles beneath the surface of the earth, way down into the asthenosphere. It's quite deep. taking the time. I've had pretty good luck with the computer tonight, or all day today for that matter. I don't know why it's taking its time now. Okay, looks like it's coming up now. All right, we have our depth to magnitude conversion chart here. Go over to 389 kilometers. We're going to add a 0.78 to this earthquake, a 0.78 to this earthquake. So now we have a 5.1 magnitude earthquake, 5 to 5.1 magnitude earthquake that's probably going to hit over here in Papua New Guinea. Could possibly hit over here in Papua New Guinea or over here in Papua Indonesia here. Since we have this one quake already over here in Papua region, Papua Indonesia, 4.4, this could probably hit over here in Papua New Guinea. Now, yesterday was Wednesday. We had quite a few moderate earthquakes hit over here in Fiji as of the last week and a half. And most of those could have generated, it should have generated a 6.0 or greater earthquake. We have not seen that here in Vanuatu, the Solomon Islands, or Papua New Guinea. The large seismic energy has not shown its head here. Normally it does. And Dutch has said this. Dutch had a video yesterday where he talked about this. We have not had larger, stronger earthquakes. Larger, stronger earthquakes, and they're more shallow. Okay, not only did we have this earthquake over in Fiji, we just had a moderate 4.7 over here in Sindangrat, Sindangrat Indonesia. A 4.7 magnitude earthquake hit there. We talked just a minute ago about this 4.4 in Papua Indonesia. Going up the fault line here, going up this fault line, we have a 4.3 magnitude earthquake in Chichishima, Japan, near Chichishima, Japan, 186 kilometers west of Chichishima, Japan. This is in the what's it called? The not the Ryukyu, the Inu Islands. I believe it's Inu Islands. No, it's not. It goes by another name. But anyway, there's some islands just off the coast here in southern Japan, and that's where this earthquake hit. Going north from there, we've also had a 4.6 Izu Islands. I'm sorry, Izu Islands, Chichishima, Izu Islands here, and a 4.6 just further north here in the Izu Islands as well. So we have two fours right next to each other, 4.3 and a 4.6. Now over here at Kyushu, we also have a 4.6 magnitude earthquake, 9 kilometers, about 5 miles northeast of Ohara, Japan. Ohara, Japan. So again, this hit in the ocean. This hit in the ocean. Okay, as you can see, it hit right next to shore in the ocean. We doubt that there's been significant damage or injuries. Moderate earthquakes tend not to cause significant damage. They can cause some damage, but not significant enough where it's going to destroy a lot of stuff. It might shake some pictures that are hanging on the wall, it might shake those loose, or have things fall off shelves. That's just about all it's going to do. But since it's offshore, again, as we stated yesterday, and we can state again today, that when it's offshore, the water tends to absorb the seismic energy and dampen it before it gets to shore. Not always, depending on the bedrock where the epicenter of the earthquake hits, but many times the water will dampen the effect of the seismic energy near where it hit. Okay, with that said, let's go back over here to Chile, to South America. The U.S. agency is reporting a 4.4, 28 kilometers northwest of Peru. Melinda, Peru. This is just right at shore. Excuse me, right at shore, off the coast of Ecuador. The Central East Pacific rise out here. This is also an earthquake fault here. A 4.8 magnitude quake hit out here in the open ocean of the southern Pacific, south central Pacific Ocean, I should say. Okay, over here to Peru, not Peru, I'm sorry, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico got hit by 3.3 just a few minutes ago. Southeast of Maria Antonia, Puerto Rico. Okay, they still are getting hit by a significant number of earthquakes, small earthquakes still, but they're getting hit with significant numbers. Just over here, just moments ago, we had a 2.5 magnitude earthquake over here in Ridgecrest, California, where we had two 6.9s and a 7.1 last July. Okay, while we've got this map up, just south of Ridgecrest, Cerros Valley, we had a 3.2. Just moments ago, we had this 2.5 at Ridgecrest. Earlier today, we also had a 3.8 near Little Lake, California, which is just south of Cozo Junction. Okay, going north along the San Andreas Fault here, the Pinnacles, a 3.7 magnitude earthquake hit 10 kilometers, about 5 miles northwest of the Pinnacles, California. The Pinnacles. Number one, it's right on the San Andreas Fault. Number two, it's in a volcanic area. And number three, just off to the side, both east and west, what do we have? Oil and gas pumping operations going. Oil and gas pumping. Gustine, California, earlier today got hit by a 2.6 magnitude earthquake, minor earthquake near Gustine, California today, about 5 miles west of there. Going up the coast, 2.5 magnitude earthquake over in the geysers has been reported by the U.S. agency. But why are they not reporting all of the others that are there too? There's about 20 plus earthquakes over here in the geysers today, and the U.S. agency is only telling us about one out of the 20 plus. One of the earthquakes that we also are going to be talking significantly about tonight is this one that hit over off the Gorda Escarpment today. The Gorda Escarpment right here. This is the offshore earthquake fault west of Petrolia, California. This was 115 kilometers or approximately 65, 70 miles west of Petrolia, California. This is Petrolia, California, right in here. West of there, we have that earthquake, a 3.3, small as it is, 3.3 magnitude earthquake over here on the Gorda Escarpment. Again, this is the Cascadia subduction zone area, just right here near shore. This was west of there. We're talking probably about 75 miles west of the Cascadia subduction zone on the Gorda Escarpment today. Okay. Now, this is all the earthquakes that are really being reported that are significant. Of course, they're going to talk about one earthquake near Sealy, Montana today. I want you to know there's about 15 earthquakes, maybe even more than that, up here in the Montana Yellowstone uh, magma chamber area. Okay, this 2.5 is peanuts compared to all the other earthquakes that are hitting over here in the Yellowstone magma chamber that we're going to tell you about. Also, here in the central United States, Oklahoma, the reporting USGS is reporting a 2.6 magnitude earthquake, um, approximately 12 miles west of Perry, Oklahoma. Again, there are a lot more earthquakes than just this one 2.6. Okay, let's go over here to the EMSC, and I'm going to show you this map. Okay. Okay. I'm going to be talking about Grand Junction, Colorado tonight, um, in connection with Cascadia. I want you to know what's going on over in Grand Junction. There's an article that I want to bring to you tonight about that. Let's go over here to the EMSC map. Okay, since I talked to you about that 5.7 off of Kamchatka Peninsula, I told you that there had been other moderate earthquakes that had been bounced off of Kamchatka Peninsula and that had also hit over in the Kuril Islands, Japan, um, over in the Guam area, North Mariana Islands, and even down into um, Japan, Indonesia area. Well, that energy came north and it came over to Kamchatka. And guess what we have today? Tanaga volcano. Tanaga volcano has gotten hit again. A 2.3 magnitude earthquake there. 2.34 magnitude earthquake near the Tanaga volcano. This was 14 miles east of Tanaga volcano. Okay, just east of there, we have a minus 0.56 magnitude earthquake near Adak, Alaska. Okay, there's also a volcano on Adak Island, but this was again in the northern uh, ocean up here. Okay, I believe that's a Baltic, if I'm not mistaken, up there. And it wasn't the only earthquake to hit over in Adak, Alaska. There's been several earthquakes that have hit there, and I'm going to show you these because these earthquakes hit around the volcano. Around the volcano. Let's start at the southeastern end of the volcano, 27 miles east northeast of the Adak Island volcano. We had a 0.62. This is on the southeast flank of that volcano. Southeast flank of the volcano. The southern flank, 28 miles east northeast of the volcano, we have a minus 0.27. Now, all that indicates is that this earthquake was above sea level. Above sea level. Magma infill to this volcano. Okay, let's go over near the cone. Excuse me, not the cone, near the summit. We have a minus 0.84. I'm sorry, I don't know why that keeps disappearing. I'm sorry, this was a minus 0.04 earthquake. And right almost next to it, 1.51 magnitude earthquake. Here's a 1.51 magnitude earthquake right next to it, right here. And over on the northwestern flank, we have a minus 0.56, 0.56. And then over here, off of the volcano, near the summit, actually that was a 0.56. I meant to point out this other one is a 0.14. 0.14 is this one here. Over near the summit is a 0.56 magnitude quake there. Okay. There's the summit of that volcano right there. This was just below the summit. Okay. These other earthquakes hit above on a mountainside directly beside the volcano. That's where these other earthquakes hit. Right here. The volcano's there. These hit right there. Okay, there's 5 earthquakes on that island, Adak Island. Minor earthquakes, but they're there. Okay, so you saw the Adak Island volcano. Tanaga volcano is right here. The earthquake happened off to the side, offshore from the volcano here. Tanaga volcano, this is where the earthquake was. So we've had 6 earthquakes over in the central Aleutian Islands. Go down to Cold Bay, actually going over east to Cold Bay in the southwest peninsula area, a 2.30 in Cold Bay, Alaska, or near Cold Bay, Alaska, I should say. Going upwards into the peninsula area, we've got a small swarm of earthquakes that developed here. This is over near King Salmon, Alaska. 1.2s, 0.01, etc. King Salmon. Larsen Bay, minus 0.67. Had some earthquakes there. Mount Redoubt volcano, a 0.03 earthquake. 0.12 and a 2.40. 2.40 and 2 minor tremors there at Mount Redoubt. Mount Redoubt, Alaska, on the western side of the peninsula, getting hit 3 times today. As you can see, all around Anchorage got hit. Willow, Alaska, Big Lake, Alaska. 2.3 in Willow, Alaska. Big Lake 1.6 and 2.3 north and west of Anchorage. north and west of Anchorage. 2.3 at Big Lake, just north of Anchorage. Okay, northeast of Mount McKinley, we have a 2.2, a 2.2, that's 2, a 2.0 further east, and another 1.6. So we have two 2.2s, a 2.0, and a 1.6 east of Mount McKinley. Further north, a 3.3 near North Nenana, Alaska, Central Alaska, a 3.3. And a 1.1 north of there near Esther, Alaska. Okay, why is Ron showing us these earthquakes north of Anchorage? Why are we seeing these earthquakes north of Anchorage? Folks, these earthquakes mean a great deal to what is going on over there over in the Pacific Northwest. This energy that has been building over here in Alaska is soon to be going down the Pacific Northwest. Okay, however, these continual swarms of earthquakes that continue to hit Alaska are going to result in a larger earthquake in Alaska. That's going to happen. That's going to happen. And as you can see, north of the Arctic Circle here, there's nothing north of the Arctic Circle. Everything is south, substantially south of the Arctic Circle. One other earthquake we want to tell you about is in the Northern Territories, Canada. This is a 2.7 magnitude earthquake in the Yukon Territory. Northern Canada at 2.7 up here in the Yukon Territory. Okay, let's go over to Queen Charlotte's Island. Northwest of Queen Charlotte's, actually west of the northern area of Queen Charlotte's Island, we had a 2.3 magnitude earthquake 46 miles northwest of Queen Charlotte's Island. Okay, Queen Charlotte's Island is still getting hit at 2.3 there. Okay, let's drop down to the Pacific Northwest. See what's going on there. Belfair, Washington, a 1.15. Eastern Washington, Entiat, Washington, a 1.08. East of there, northeast of there, near the Cooley Dam, is a 1.22. Okay, again, you're probably wondering, why is Ron spending time showing us minor tremors, minor earthquakes? Because what I'm going to show you very soon are going to be some seismograms, and then you're going to see the bigger picture. So hang tough with me, please. Okay, over Mount Rainier. Near the summit, the north side of the summit, 0.17 magnitude earthquake near the summit of Mount Rainier. Okay, there's a better picture. The north side of the summit of Mount Rainier got hit. Let's drop down to Amboy, Washington, Mount St. Helens. The summit got hit, a minus 0.41. The summit of Mount St. Helens got hit as well. Okay, are you starting to get a little bit bigger picture? I hope so. And that's just Washington. That's just Washington. We're not done yet. Not by a long shot. Let's go over to Yellowstone. The Yellowstone magma chamber, that's 11 times the size of the Grand Canyon. Let's go over here to Polson, Montana. Minus 0.5 up above sea level, minus 0.5 Polson, Montana. Go southeast at 2.5 near east of Seeley Lake. 2.5 east of Seeley Lake. Southeast of there, Lincoln, Montana, minus 0.3 above sea level. Okay, now let's go further southeast, Three Forks, Montana. We have a 1.64. There's 3 earthquakes, 4 earthquakes we want to totally show you. 1.64, Three Forks, Montana. There's Three Forks. Let's go see these other 4 earthquakes here. Manhattan, Montana, a 1.35, 0.33, a 1.08, and a 0.46. 4 minor earthquakes just north of Bozeman, northwest of Bozeman, Manhattan, Montana. 4 minor earthquakes there. That's not all, folks. There's a lot more where this came from. Let's go south of there. West Yellowstone, 20 miles, 23 miles west northwest of West Yellowstone. That's 0.37. We have quite a few earthquakes here, folks. We have 8 earthquakes that we haven't told you about right in here. Okay, a 0.26, 1.37, a 0.37, a 1.75, a 2.06, a 0.66, and a 0.41. There's 7 earthquakes right there in and around West Yellowstone. That's not all. Southwest of there is 0.90, 0.90. This one's 14 miles east-northeast of West Yellowstone. It's not over, folks. The fat lady has not sung. East of there, Old Faithful Geyser. 42 miles east-northeast of Old Faithful, we had a 0.66 magnitude earthquake. Okay. How many did we have? 16 earthquakes that are being reported. 16 earthquakes are being reported. Guess what, folks? There's quite a few more. These are the only ones reported. There's probably 25, 28 earthquakes total. It's been a busy day in West Yellowstone. 11 Grand Canyons in size. Okay, again, the geysers down here, Petrolia, California, right here. West of Petrolia, what did we have? Just off the Gorda Escarpment, a 3.32 magnitude earthquake. Part of the Cascadia, folks. Part of the Cascadia. And again, what do we have right over here in the geysers? More earthquakes. What do we say the geysers were? Man-made earthquake fault set up by drill points where they drilled into the crust of the earth to pump steam out of the Clear Lake volcano. Out of the Clear Lake volcano. That's going to cause earthquakes. It always has. Okay, it's another scientific principle. Action as a result of another event. Okay, somebody said that for every event there's an opposite and equal reaction. Proven. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Proven fact. Proven fact. Now, folks, that's not all. There's more. There's more. All right. I'm going to take you now to see some seismograms. Okay, first off, Twitchell Island. When we've had Terry on the air, this is over near San Francisco. Look at the magma infill going on at Twitchell Island. Look at all this magma infill going on at Twitchell Island. Fascinating, huh? Okay, let's go down to Sutter Creek. Look at this. Sutter Creek, California. Magma infill going on. Okay. North of there, Trinity Center, California. Okay. Soon we're going to show you escape routes to get out of California. Why do you think we're concerned about California? The San Andreas fault being triggered by a Cascadia earthquake? Yeah. And we have magma infill going on to the volcanoes. Okay, proven. Here's Weaverville, California. Okay, why is this line partially filled? Folks, that's where we started this program today, right before we started this program. Before the end of the program, they'll start another seismogram graph. Okay, that's there. So Trinity Center, we showed you Shandon. Siskiyou County has got some activity here as well. Siskiyou County. Over here, Signal Point, California, Signal Point. Sutter Buttes, Yuba, California. Schuler Canyon. Quail Ridge, California. Look at the magma infill going on here. Wesley, California. Look at this. There's Exeter, California. What is going on? Magma beneath the surface of Northern California. Here's Lepson Prairie Preserve. Hopeland, California. Willits, California. We showed you this seismogram some time ago when Terry and I were on the air together. Willits, California. You can see what's going on. Okay, this is just California, folks. You can find these seismograms on the Berkeley, on the Berkeley site, University of Berkeley. Okay, I want to show you something else. Not that. Hold on a second. Let me look for this map or this seismogram here. There's one seismogram I want to show you here. Yes, okay, we found it. And after this seismogram, I'm going to show you Cascadia. Mammoth Mountain. Mammoth Mountain. Not heavy duty magma coming into this volcano area, but there is magma coming in. You can see it from the lines in here. See the black, the red, the blue, the green. We had a blip there, a smaller blip there. There's a blip right there. Magma coming into Mammoth Mountain. You can see it. This was 1700 today, 5 p.m. Pacific time. We started our program at 6. It's now 6:55. Okay. So it's 5:55 in California. Okay. Are you getting a better picture of what is going on? I hope. I hope. Okay. Johnston Island over in the Pacific. This is in the Pacific. There's a small minor U.S. Air Force base that had been on this Johnston's Island in the middle of the Pacific over near Hawaii. We had an earthquake today, and guess what? It registered right here. It registered right here. Over in the Middle East, Afghanistan area, we registered an earthquake there as well. Okay, I wanted to show you these earthquakes. It makes a difference. Okay, Huckley, Texas, we're showing an earthquake over there earlier this afternoon. The Solomon Islands, we already pointed out earthquake over there. Okay, this one is Glacier Peak. Someone asked about earthquakes over in around Glacier Peak today. There it is, folks. Magma infill going on. Look at this. Look at this. The black line here gets heavy right in here. Right in here, it continues on the blue line. Okay, it goes through here and then slows down a little bit. Then there's a blip here, and there's blips throughout. Okay, Glacier Peak. There's a minor tremor there, a larger one right here. And then look, about 12 o'clock this afternoon, the activity picked up. Look at how thick these lines are. Glacier Peak. Glacier Peak, folks. Mount St. Helens. Now this is the only seismogram. There's a couple others, but the others they took down. They've taken them down. You can't see the two other seismograms that report on Mount St. Helens. Notice we have magma infill coming in. Then we have a huge blip here. We're not sure what that is. On several seismograms, you can see this blip, but this one is right here. The seismograms usually show it to be up here in the left-hand top corner, the seismograms. But you can see the magma infill going on Mount St. Helens. Like I said, this is the only seismogram that you can see tonight. The others have been taken down. Okay. This is over near Mount Hood, AUG. It's called Osberger Mountain. Again, we see that blip here, but we see magma infill coming into Mount Hood. There's another large blip there. Mount Hood. Let's go over to Mount Baker. Heavy magma infill coming into Mount Baker. Okay, you can see twitches here where we've had a possible steam ejection here, another one in here. You can see steam ejections all over here. Mount Baker has been steaming. Mount Baker's been steaming. There's a little bit of activity here, a minor earthquake there at Mount Baker right here. This is Mount Rainier. You notice steaming going on here at Mount Rainier? Steam ejections going on all over this seismogram. You see magma infill coming on, steam ejections all over the seismogram. You see a blip here? Small, here's another small one, small event. Magma infill. Mount Rainier, folks, it's going. This is Crater Lake. Crater Lake. I believe they turned down the seismogram on this. I think they turned down the instrument. Instrument. Literally all day long. Let's go to the previous one. This is the previous day, yesterday. 2.5 near Coos Bay yesterday. Let's go the day before that. Had a small, tiny event there. .8 near Wallace. Again, this is Mammoth Lake, California. South or the central part of California, southeast, not southeast, central east part of California, Mammoth Lake, Mammoth Mountain. Okay. Now, do you understand a little bit of what's going on? That's why I wanted to show you those zeros and ones and twos. Now you have a bigger picture of what is going on in the Pacific Cascadia Northwest. Again, that earthquake off the coast, off the Blanco fracture zone, at 4.5 out there. That had nothing to do with the Cascadia range. Okay, that 4.5 is not the ones, the 4.0s or better that we're going to have in the Cascade range. Those still have not happened. However, we've seen some twos and threes. The threes are not that common. Let's see what happens here. We've got steaming at the volcanoes. That's an eruption of sorts as well. But the energy is building at the volcanoes. The energy is building all over the place, all over the Cascade Range, the entire Pacific Northwest, and even Yellowstone. Look at all the earthquakes in Yellowstone today. And it wasn't all of them that were reported. It wasn't even all of them that were reported today. Okay. Let's go down and show you what's happening in California. Turkey, California, 0.7. Hawthorne, Nevada, just on the east side of the California border, 1.2. Mammoth Lakes, Mammoth Mountain, folks. I showed you the size a minute ago. Okay, 0.29, 0.29, 0.2, 0.4 at Mammoth. Over near Popocatépetl just got hit. 4.7 magnitude earthquake. Tlaco-Tepec, T-L-A-C-O-T-E-P-E-C, Tlaco-Tepec, Mexico, 4.7 just now. Again, Mammoth Mountain. Southeast of Mammoth, Round Valley, 1.5. Round Valley caldera. Okay. All right. We showed you 20 plus earthquakes over the geysers. Let's go south of there. Hillsborough, California, 0.6. East of there, Union City 1.59, 1.51 in Blackhawk, California. Alum Rock, just northeast of San Francisco, 0.1, 0.99. I'm sorry, 0.99 near Alum Rock. Northeast of there, Wesley, California, 2.06. San Martin, 1.2. Northeast of there, Gustine, California, a 2.63. This is the second day to have an earthquake in Gustine, California. Go back down to uh, the San Andreas Fault, just south and east of Monterey Bay. Tres Pinos, a 2.26. And a 1.84. And just south of there, Pinnacles, a 1.89. Oil and gas pumping and the San Andreas Fault. And that area is also volcanic. There's volcanism going on in here. Volcanism going on. Like I said, oil and gas pumping operations, folks. There's a bunch of pads all over this area. Another one. And more. And a facility there. And more. Everywhere where there's a pad, there's an oil jack and pumping operations going on. There's another one. Oil and gas pumping operations on the San Andreas Fault, right next to the Cotton Picking Fault. It's on the west side of the fault, folks, all right in this area. Okay, that's Tres Pinos and the Pinnacles. We showed you Mammoth. Let's go south. Parkfield, California. Earthquake capital of California is 0.76 today. Good old Parkfield. Northeast of there, Lemoore. Or excuse me, Lemoore. Lemoore. Naval Station Lemoore. A 1.92 magnitude earthquake out there. Lemoore, California. Let's go down the coast. Frazier Park, California. 1.19. Go over to the coast. Carpinteria, California, 1.7, right there on the coast. Just south of there, Port Hueneme, 1.45. Sorry, Port Hueneme, 1.45. Let's go east. Let's go east. Over on the east side of the San Andreas Fault, Edwards Air Force Base, a 1.29 magnitude earthquake. Okay. North of there, California City, 1.99. 1.99. Come on. Cozo Junction. Cozo Junction. Devil's Kitchen volcano. Devil's Kitchen got hit today. Oh, come on. Stop it. Okay. Here's the beginning of the swarms through the desert, the Mojave Desert here. Little Lake, California. We had some ones and twos in Little Lake today. Now I'm just showing you pieces here. Ridgecrest, California, 1.31, 0.52, 0.77, 0.96, 2.45. Soon's out in Cyril's Valley, 2.45. 1.13 Ridgecrest. South of there, the swarms continue. 1.06, 0.84, 0.92. Trona, California, 1.29. Trona, California is where the brunt of the damage happened during the Ridgecrest earthquake. Today we had a 2.39 in Trona, 1.28, and a 1.29 in Trona, California. Okay, it's building again, folks. Building again. Over just just north of the Garlock Fault, California City, a 1.99 today. 1.99. South and east, we, like I said, we had a Edwards Air Force Base. We had an earthquake at Edwards. And no, it was not an aircraft exploding or anything else at Edwards. Little Creek, California, going further south along the San Andreas. Little Creek had an earthquake here, 1.54. West of there, Mariloma. Can you say Glen Avon? Mariloma, California, 1.16. Rubidoux, California, 0.51. Corona, California, 0.77. South of there, Home Gardens, California. Glen Avon is right in here, folks. Don't let them fool you. Okay. Yucaipa, a 2.2 today. 2.2. Southeast of there, Joshua Tree, a 1.28. Okay, let's tap out that 10 plus just south and west of the San Andreas. Idlewild, California, over in the Anza Gap area, Idlewild, California. One of my favorite places to go and think. Nice A-frame cabins out there in Idlewild, California. 0.22 today, 0.90 today. In the Anza Gap, 0.27, 0.59 again in Idlewild. Anza Gap, 0.5. A bunch of earthquakes swarming in the Anza Gap here. Aguanga, California, just over the border in North San Diego County. Got a small cluster of earthquakes there. Aguanga, California. Okay, Lake Henshaw again got hit. My fishing spot, Lake Henshaw, east of Escondido, got hit. This time with 5 earthquakes. See Lake Henshaw? I zoomed in to show you my fishing spot. Lake Henshaw, 2.29 today, 1.59 today, 0.4, 1.4, 1.4. 5 earthquakes at Lake Henshaw, just east of Escondido. There's my lake. Okay, Lake Henshaw got hit. Borrego Springs, northeast San Diego County, 1.06. Borrego Springs, south of there, Borrego Springs still is 0.6. Let's go west. Borrego Springs, 0.71. Further west, Julian, 0.53. The Apple capital of San Diego, 0.53 today. Let's go further south. Pine Valley, 1.29. This is the top of the Chocolate Mountains. The top of the Chocolate Mountains. The area between San Diego and Imperial Valley here is the Chocolate Mountains. If you remember the movie Top Gun, where the fighter planes flew over the mountains, over El Centro area, these are the Chocolate Mountains. Okay, let's go over into Imperial Valley now. Go over to the Salton Lake, Salton City, Salton Butte volcano, Salton Sea, 1.13 at the Salton City. Salton City, 1.13 today. There's the Salton Butte, Salton Sea right there. Okay, another earthquake right at the edge of the Salton Sea. This is a 1.44. 1.44. This is south and east of where? I wonder what's going on. Wonder what's going on. Can you say power plant? The geothermal power plant. Geothermal power plant. Wow. I wanted to show you something here. Okay. They say that the Salton Butte volcano is a bunch of small buttes. Bingo, bango, boingo. Small buttes. I want to see this one specific thing. I'll try to find it here for you. There's scrub brush right beside the lake. Trying to find this thing for you. Hoping I can find it. Here is an outcropping of lava right beside the Salton Sea. See outcropping there. Okay, it won't let me get any closer than this. I've zoomed in. We've got some buttes here. Little fingers sticking up. See a cone there? Quite a few cones over here. I wish I could zoom in on some of this stuff even closer, but it's not letting me. But I wanted to show you that. Westmoreland, California, 1.44, just south and east of the power plant, the geothermal power plant, pulling steam out of the volcano, Salton Sea volcano. Imperial, California itself, a 1.31 earthquake, and a 2.03 Salton or the Imperial, California, 2.13 magnitude earthquake there. So we have activity. We have seismic activity over around and south of the Salton Sea today. Okay. All right. A while back, and I want to see if I can pull up the pictures here so I can show you these. Oh, let's see. Okay. I think I've got a file for this. Yes. Okay. We're going to show you these. Bear with me for a minute here. We're on our home page, our show page here on Freedom Revolution Network. Barb, Chris, it's good to see you guys. T-Bird, 2x2x2. It's very good to see you guys. And yes, ZZ Bear, it is better to live in Salt Lake City area rather than up in Park City. It is very expensive. Okay. And yes, it's very dry here along the Wasatch Front. We haven't had much snow. We have had some snow, but not that much. It has been very dry, and we are going to have 50-degree temperatures into the weekend. So it's going to be even more dry. And I would hope that your health would improve once you moved here. Hopefully before the real bad cold gets here, we'll have some warmth, and then then my health will improve. Okay, I'm going to show you some pictures here. Okay. These pictures that we're going to be seeing is over at the Salton Sea. If you remember from the movie Earthquake Los Angeles, that I believe it was done in 1994 with an all-star cast, by the way. The movie started out with a scene at Bombay Beach where the seismologist was up at a USGS shack pointing a laser beam at the mountain to get a measurement. And that's when he called into the headquarters up at Caltech and talked to the scientist, the chief scientist there, saying, "Oh my gosh, look what we have at Bombay Beach." This is the Bombay Beach Estates right there in at the Salton Sea. Okay, I showed you these pictures quite some time ago. Okay, this used to be an old drive-in there. Okay, Salton Sea State Recreation Area, Bombay Beach. This is Salton Sea. There is a small town there. There is. Most of this area are abandoned trailers. Not all of it, but a great majority of these are abandoned trailers. At one point in time during the 1950s into the 60s, this area was a thriving resort town with mostly celebrities. With mostly celebrities. Okay, that's another view from the Salton Sea, just over the Salton Sea here. This is the Salton Sea here. This is looking west towards the Chocolate Mountains here. You can see why they call it chocolate. They're brown. The brown mountains. A long while back, we showed these pictures to you, and we had a hard time showing them to you because we are getting buffered and such. Now you can see for yourself what is going on. And yes, these cars are older cars here. These pictures are not new pictures. These pictures are not new pictures. At one time, this was a thriving community, mostly movie stars and celebrities. Again, here's the Salton Sea. You can see the sand and the desolation of the area. Bombay Beach. This is kind of how it looks still. A lot of the area is abandoned and trashed, quite frankly. It's pretty well trashed. And they still had powwows out here. I don't remember seeing this building when I was last out in this area. Again, Bombay Beach. I thought I had some pictures of cones and such here. Greetings from paradise. Bay Beach. Salton Sea. The old movie theater again. Bombay Beach Drive-In. I thought I had some pictures here of I thought I had some pictures here of the Salton Sea itself. Here we go. Nope, it's not. I thought I had some really cool pictures here. I will have to try to locate the pictures that I had here. Uh, all right. Anyway, getting back here. All right, I'm going to pull up the other chat room here. See if I can get a better picture of what is going on in the chat room, and we can talk for a few minutes here. It is now 7:37 p.m. We've got another 20 plus minutes here. Okay, hello everybody. We're in the chat room here. Lisa, Angel Mist here, Heather, Lisa K, Sheila, Heather Evans, thank you for being here. You need to know about Shasta and Lassen. Okay, let's go over here and see if we can pull up some information about Shasta and Mount Lassen. Right now, we don't have any current information about any earthquakes or anything. We don't have a lot going on at Shasta and Mount Lassen. I can show you when Mount Lassen last blew in 1915. Last eruption was 1917 at Mount Lassen. They're saying Mount Lassen will erupt again, but they're not giving us any details about it. And lately, like I said, we haven't had much activity at all about around Shasta and Mount Lassen. I will do some more digging about Mount Shasta and Mount Lassen because a few months ago we had Mount Lassen and Shasta steaming around Christmas time period. So we'll do some more digging about it. But lately we haven't had any information. Nothing has really happened that has been out of the ordinary at Mount Lassen and Shasta. We've had some minor earthquakes south of there, but nothing really right there at the peaks. No, there's no quakes at Mount Lassen or Shasta. And yes, that's good news, Scooter Pie. You're absolutely right. It is. Now, even though I just got through saying that we don't have any current information of anything really happening at Mount Shasta and Lassen, they are on the far south end of the Cascadia Range. And like I said, we have had some steaming around Christmas. We're going to have to see what's going on. I'll do some digging and have some more information about Mount Shasta and Lassen. Okay, I'll do some digging on that. Does anybody have any questions? Connie, I have been pulling that information up. I have had a chance to check some of the videos, but not everything that has been sent over to Wix. But I will get back with you about that. In fact, if you want, I can call you tomorrow about it. Negotiator, welcome. It's good to see you, my friend. Looking for something real quick here. I had a piece of paper here that's disappeared. Of course it has. Go figure. Just when I need it, it's gone. Okay. During the last 15 minutes of the show here, we're going to open up our phone lines. Open up my phone line here. The phone number is 1-669-900-6833. Again, the call-in number is 1-669-900-6833. The meeting ID that you need to use is 921-866-166. The meeting ID is 921-866-166. The telephone number again, 1-669-900-6833 if you'd like to call into the show tonight. We'd love to talk to you. We'd love to talk with you. So call into the show. Again, 669-900-6833. The meeting ID is 921-866-166. Love to hear your voice tonight. I know we've covered a lot from the larger earthquakes that have hit today to Cascadia, and then earthquakes around the world as well. We have not talked about coronavirus. We've tried to limit this meeting tonight to just be about earthquakes and Cascadia. We know that there's been a lot of information that has come out about the coronavirus, but we will be doing a separate program on that tomorrow. We'll be doing a separate program about that tomorrow. Angel Mist, I didn't hear or see anything in the brief time I've been here on the chat about something coming from the sky. Hey, Puka, good to see you. Susie, good to see you too. Scooter Pie, I'm trying to keep everybody updated. I'm trying to keep updated myself with everything that's been going on, folks. It's hard to keep up. It really is. I get so much information coming in from so many various places, and a lot of it's pertinent to what we're doing, to what we're talking about, and how to keep people safe. I've got some preparedness information that I'm going to hopefully be giving you either by tomorrow or Saturday at the latest about preparations for the coronavirus. Okay? We have information that came into us yesterday that there's probably over 1,000 cases here in the United States alone. Just here in the United States. And they're not telling us about it. There's cases over in Texas, San Antonio, Texas. They're not telling us about. There's cases in Florida, in Washington State. Here in Utah, there have been 3 cases. I mean, seriously, folks. Montana, North Dakota, that Mary Greeley reported on last week. And we still have people returning from Japan. There's still Americans over in Japan that have the virus. We're trying to keep up with everything. It's hard. With all the information, it's hard. I listened to a news conference earlier this morning uh, by the World Health Organization, and it was like they were asked questions and they beat it around the bush. They didn't give straight answers. It didn't look like. Yes, 4 people are delivered to Spokane today. Spokane is one of the new places that is going to be accepting coronavirus patients. I believe now we have 12 locations, most of them military bases, that are accepting them.
Hello?
Hello, this is Ron, and you're live on the air. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
We're bouncing the ball here. It's dribbling. It's dribbling time.
All right. This is Smart Ass Patriot. I just saw you online, but then I heard the number. I just thought, since they said that, a lot of our pharmaceuticals and stuff, 95% were coming from China, and the FDA warned today that the medical supplies already are going to see the shortages start now. If there's any other things for the virus or for things like that you have ideas on how we could prep for?
We'll be putting out more information about that tomorrow. We just got a bunch of information earlier this morning. And like I've explained before, I'm going to vet the information before I put it out. I'm going to
Right.
check and make sure, one, it's up to date, two,
Hmm.
it's information that's truly going to help protect people, and three,
Hmm.
to make sure it's viable. It's really
Okay.
viable. I don't want to put anything out unless we have for make sure that it's correct. I'm just not going to do it.
Right. Right. Okay.
There's so much information coming out. Uh, Smart ass. Gosh, that sounds so bad. That
That's
sounds
what my
so
dad
bad.
always called me. So,
Yeah, mine too. Both my parents
and he was
called me
right.
that.
So
Yeah,
he was right. I
yeah,
named myself aptly. Yes.
yeah. I totally agree. I understand. But there's so
Yeah.
much information coming out that I am not going to put it out unless I have a chance to look at it first.
No, no, that's
And,
good. That's good.
you know,
But I just noticed with the officials, they're not being very talkative. I
yeah,
noticed someone I watched suggested that we try to get a hold of our local all the way on up reps and ask them what kind of plans will be in place if it gets bad, and what can we be ready for? How could we prepare? How could we help? And will our civil liberties be at risk? And of course, from the city straight on up, they passed the buck. And I don't know. We'll have to get back to you. And I mean, since you worked for in that in your career and for them, I mean, are they going to be totally tight-lipped on what kind of plans that can be rolled out for
yeah,
quarantine or whatever?
yeah. They're going to be tight-lipped up. They're going to be very tight-lipped because they don't want to panic people. They
But
don't
don't
want
we
to
have a
panic
right to
people.
know?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do have that right to know. But they're not going to tell us what we need to know. They're just going to keep tight and
It's
not say anything.
something in the
You
in
know,
the like the county site for plans for emergency. Is it buried in there somewhere? Or is there somewhere we could dig
some
it up
places
ourselves?
have better information than others. What part of the state or what part of the country do you live in?
I'm in Henderson, Nevada, adjoining Vegas. Unfortunately,
Oh, yeah, I've been in Henderson.
yeah.
I stayed at a hotel condominium complex over there a few years ago. back,
Yeah.
I think it was probably 2015 or something.
Not for me, but I didn't
Yeah.
get out in time.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Henderson's a nice area too. But I would check your county area, your county health department, and check and see what preparedness plans they have already. They might have something, but quite
Answering the phone
honestly,
today all day.
yeah, quite honestly,
It rang all day.
yeah, the number that I have for mine, it rang all day too. Now I have senators who I personally know here. Okay,
Hmm.
I won't call I won't call Mitt Romney. That's not going to happen. But
Yeah.
Mike Lee is a friend of mine. I consider him a
So,
friend of mine. I used to consider Mitt a friend too, but that's another story. But these guys, in the positions they're in, and quite honestly, I don't believe we're going, unless it's a fluke, we're just not going to get a direct line in right to the senator or congressman. But their staff is going to hem and haw and tell us to go here or go there.
right.
One of the places they're going to tell us to go, I know, I know what they're going to say. Health and Human Services.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, I know for a fact
And
what they're going to
stay in
say, but
line for 3 years. Nothing. Just have them say, "Okay, drive off now." Yeah.
exactly, exactly. That's a
Well, I mean,
you've asked
from
some good
calling in
questions.
Dr. Control show, a couple people have called in, and one, she didn't say who it was. It sounded like she sounded kind of young, maybe her father, but that lawmakers in Kansas City were taken without staff or media by bus out to some airport or airstrip, and they were briefed on something important in mid-January, and nobody will talk. But she says that, and I've heard a couple of people call in and say this, is that the from the mayors on up, that basically they've already been threatened and that they've been told the way it's going to be, and that they're in fear for their families and themselves to deviate. Same in San Antonio, although that mayor went ahead and let the number out that they had a positive. But I mean, it seems like a lot of that, those people have already been told the way it's going to go, and if you don't go this way, then this is in your future, which is even more scary. But
Well, I saw, well, excuse me, I didn't see. I heard part of a news conference out of San Antonio today, and they were very abrupt and, in my opinion, rude about how they presented the information because they were also denying that anything is out of the ordinary in San Antonio. And yet they
yeah,
have
that's
cases in San
I heard
Antonio.
the woman on the call. She
Yeah,
worked there, and see, they had a press conference like 2 days ago because they had their first positive. Or no, it was before. It was the 13th. I'm sorry. And then she said on Valentine's Day, the congressman came in with his people, and they were handing out cards, Valentine's Day cards, and vote for me cards, and that one of his the staffers with him handing them out. She asked him, he says, "Do you have any questions?" And she said, "Yes, I do. Now that we have a confirmed case in San Antonio, how do we proceed? What happens next? How can we get ready, and how can we help?" And she says he was standing right there being all friendly, but he took a couple steps back, and he said, "We do not have any confirmed cases in San Antonio or Texas." And she says,
exactly.
"Yes, we do. I was here when we got it, and we had a news conference yesterday." And he says, "No, you didn't understand me. You're not hearing me. We do not have any in Texas."
Yeah.
And she said, "Well, you're not hearing me because yes, we do." And she said then he came over and he just kind of did the walk by and said, "The official government stance is that we don't have any in Texas." This is
Again,
the day after they had a press conference saying
yeah,
they did.
the official
And
government,
that is the way to go. So maybe that's why there was a mixed message.
yeah, the official government message that they want to put out. They're lying to us.
Hmm.
That's why
Yeah.
we
So I
have.
mean, one
That's
day
why
they
we
have a
have.
press conference, and then the governor spills the beans because he had to choose really quick, and she says, "I know the people of this will stand behind the governor if you stand up to him." And so he put it out. He put it out on the news. She said it went statewide in half an hour. And then look, they reined him in because today today they had a compromise press conference. So yeah,
exactly.
I don't know. I thought the virus was scary till I see how our government's acting, and I'm not happy.
Well, we have 11 military facilities where we're taking people from Japan and other places, taking Americans or anybody else that catches it, taking them to these government military hospitals to isolate them, quarantine them, and yet Lackland Air Force Base near San Antonio. What the heck
Yeah.
is going on? We know we
Well,
have people at Lackland. I know for a fact they flew in Monday, and yet they're denying
yeah.
that there's anything going on.
Right. Well, yeah, because David Dubine from Adapt 2030, he flew in. It was only a week ago or something, and he says, "Yeah, I flew in on United. I never took that airline before." Yeah, and he said
Yeah.
it was he just walked on the plane easier than usual, and he walked off. The customs didn't even look at his to make sure he didn't have no-nos in there, and nobody even said a word. And he came from Taipei.
Yeah.
And
Go figure.
it's like, and in Washington, they said they tested 25 people today, and the other 712 they let go. So what? I mean, the kindergarten class could do it better.
Exactly.
They're not crying.
Yeah, it's insane.
So who told them to stand down? I mean,
Oh, we can't say that.
Well, why not? They don't have to hold up their end. Why do we have to be good?
Exactly. I'm surprised that Freedom Revolution Network is standing because now the government has come out with a stance saying that they're going to take us down when we talk about it. Not if we talk about it, when we talk about it.
Oh. Well, yeah. I mean, they had and they had done a little bit on YouTube, and they said they were going to, and then they didn't. And I guess they're waiting for something. I don't know, but it's just too much. I mean, Paul Cottrell will say, no, we've already lost our Fourth Amendment. They're trying to take the second, and he goes, no. He says, if it takes a revolution, we got to stand up to this. No martial law. No, we can't lose our civil liberty. And it's like, oh, that's going to be dicey with the virus.
You guys, I have to do it. You guys got to stand up for your rights. Everybody has to do it.
Oh, I will to the death. But
me too.
I kind of thought it was going to be more like, I don't know. I didn't think it was going to be when a virus is present to stand up to my own government. I thought it would be more likely, somebody from outside.
Right.
I'll
That's
still
what
do
we
it.
all thought.
Do you know anything?
I was just going to say, back in the day, when I was still in a uniform, that's what we were planning for, is something else, somebody else. Now we have the something else here.
Yeah. And we'll probably never know how that appeared the way it did. We know where it came from, but yeah. But I was wondering, do you know anything about? I'd heard conflicting things while this whole COVID-19 thing is unrolled. Do you know what the lowdown is about the pets? Can the pets spread it? I mean, I imagine if our shoes do, then their little paws might. But we could wash their paws or put little booties on them or something. But I don't want anybody coming for my dogs because I have to have them licensed here in these apartments. And if somebody comes for my dog, they think it's going to be hard trying to take my rights or my guns. You just wait till somebody comes for my dog. I'll take out a slew of them.
I agree. My wife and my friends in the nearby neighborhood, go ahead and make our day. There's going to be a small war, and at least at the beginning, we're going to win.
Yeah. Because I feel like it's a trap. We have to get them licensed, and then in Henderson, once they're licensed, as a senior citizen, it only costs $5 if they're fixed. That's no problem. But you have to get the rabies shot. Well, if you once you get them licensed, they send you a reminder and they give you 3 weeks. But then if you don't pay, it's $195 fine. If you don't pay, you go to jail. But you still got to get them licensed. But now the vets are coming out and saying that the manufacturers are telling them, they've told them to double and double again the amount of the vaccine that they actually put in the shot, because there's several doses in each bottle, and that two vets here have backed down and stopped practicing because the board told them that, yes, you have to go by the manufacturer's instructions. And he said, even if that's going to cause harm to my patients or even kill them, and they said yes. And he says, and it's all just so they can make more money. He says, I'm not going to do it. I took a higher oath. But those of us who already have their dogs in the system, we don't really have a choice, you know, and but that's bad enough. But I mean, I felt like a sitting duck when this started, because I'm like, that's why they want them licensed. It has nothing to do with rabies or anything else, you know.
Exactly. And they're not going to give my dog a double dose of a painkiller rabies shot to kill him, because my
Well,
two
no,
dogs
but
are
they
small.
said
They do that, they're going to kill him.
how much? Yeah, but it is. A lot of these dogs are having kidney trouble and all kinds of trouble after, or after, and these
Even
dogs are
humans
dying
are.
earlier.
Even
But they
humans
said
are
that the
having
man,
problems with some of these vaccines and crap. No way over my dead body.
dogs, they draw them up. There's like 5 or 7 per bottle or something. And so
Yeah.
they could take up, but he said that they're doing so much now that 1 year's vaccine would be enough rabies shots to keep a dog his whole life now.
Yeah.
And they're doing them every year. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. By the way, Puka, this is Smartass Patriot on the line with us. Puka asks, who is it, please?
But, okay, well, you're going to be on tomorrow night. I'll make
Yes,
sure I catch you then and catch your vetted info then.
Sounds great. I look forward to seeing you guys. Also, by the way, guys, you guys have been talking about preparedness and how to put on gloves, take off gloves, and how to put on masks and goggles. Guess what? We're going to talk about that tomorrow night.
Oh, goody. I got mine. I'll be ready to play.
Sounds great. Look forward to seeing you guys. Thanks for calling. Appreciate it.
Oh, well, I appreciate you guys more than you know. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, folks, that's going to do it for our show. We hope you've had a great night with us. Thank you for calling in, Smartass Patriot. Thank you all for being here. Um, Puka, I know it was your third time, but we were talking on the phone here, and I did not want to interrupt our caller. So I'm sorry if you were offended by it, but I don't interrupt anyone. I'm sorry. Yes, I could type it in, but I was a little bit busy talking with her as well. So I'm sorry. Just stand by. I will get you the information. No problem. No problem. Anyway, folks, thank you for being here with us. God bless you. Do know that we love you. And as Walter Cronkite has said, and that's the way it is. Thursday, February 20th, 2020. That's 022020. When is that going to happen again? Never. Have a great night, folks. See you tomorrow. God bless you.